Yeah, at my own pace. They're running marathons, I'm walking my own trail. Success ain't measured by who moves fast or fails. Society screaming, hurry up, you're falling behind. But I found peace when I made up my mind. Comparison's a thief, still enjoy from the present. Learning patience is life's most valuable lesson. My timeline's different, my journey's unique. Not a race to the finish, it's the growth that I seek. At my own pace, I'm moving through this life. No need to rush, no need to think twice. At my own pace, I'm dancing to my beat. Finding my rhythm in these city streets. At my own pace, pace, pace. I'm learning to embrace, brace. Every single step I take. At my own pace. Instagram feeds full of highlight reels. Real progress ain't about them likes and feels. While they sprinting toward burnout and stress, I'm building foundations, nothing more, nothing less. Your chapter 3 don't define my chapter 1. Different seasons, we all got our own sun. Stop watching others, start trusting the process. My time is divine, yeah, I'm truly blessed. At my own pace, I'm moving through this life. No need to rush, no need to think twice. At my own pace, I'm dancing to my beat. Finding my rhythm in these city streets. At my own pace, pace. I'm learning to embrace, brace. Every single step I take. At my own pace. Slow down, breathe in. This ain't a competition. Fast lane, slow lane. It's all about the vision. Your speed don't determine your destination. Just stay true, that's the real innovation. 25, 35, 40 ain't too late. Breaking through with my own rate. Success is personal, not universal. My journey's beautiful, perfectly purposeful. They say time is money, but peace is priceless. Moving with intention, every step feels righteous. Not lazy, just strategic with my energy flow. Planting seeds today for the garden I'll grow. Your pressure ain't my pressure, your dream ain't mine. I'm writing my own story line by line. Steady progress over temporary hype. Living my truth, that's the prototype. At my own pace, I'm moving through this life. No need to rush, no need to think twice. At my own pace, I'm dancing to my beat. Finding my rhythm in these city streets. At my own pace. I'm learning to embrace, brace. Every single step I take. At my own pace. Yeah, at my own pace. No race, just grace. My space, my place. At my own pace. Dear, today's me. Yeah, yo. I see you growth. This one's for you. Yo. Woke up this morning, looked myself in the eyes. Saw someone different than I recognized. Not the person from yesterday or the year before, but someone who's been through battles and came back for more. Every sunrise brings a version that's evolved. Problems that seemed impossible, somehow you solved. Dear, today's me. I'm writing you this letter to acknowledge all the ways you've gotten better. Small victories that nobody else can see. Boundaries you set, choosing what's best for me. Conversations where you spoke your truth out loud. Moments when you stood tall, moments you felt proud. Look how far you've come from where you've been. Count the battles lost and all the wars you win. Today's me deserves recognition and praise for showing up and growing through the toughest days. Today's me, you're doing amazing. Even when the path ahead seems crazy. Today's me, you're more than enough. You've been through hell, but you're still standing tough. Every small step is a victory earned. Every lesson lived is wisdom you've learned. Today's me, I'm proud of who you are. You've come so far, Dear, today's me. Remember when you thought you couldn't? Facing all those fears, everybody said you shouldn't, but you pushed through anyway. Found strength you didn't know. Now look at where you're standing. Look at how you've grown. You forgave yourself for mistakes from your past. Learn that healing isn't easy and it doesn't move fast. You chose yourself when it would have been easier not to. You walked away from toxicity even when it cost you. Today's you knows your value, knows your worth, understands your purpose here on earth. If yesterday's me could see who I become, they'd be so proud of everything I've done. Not just the big achievements or the goals I've met, but the quiet growth, the tears, the sweat, the mornings when I got up despite the pain, the nights I chose hope over the shame. To today's me, you're doing amazing, even when the path ahead seems crazy. To today's me, you're more than enough. You've been through hell, but you're still standing tough. Every small step is a victory earned. Every lesson lived is wisdom you've learned. To today's me, I'm proud of who you are. You've come so far, you've come so far. So here's to today's me, still learning, still growing. Keep your head up high, keep that fire glowing. Tomorrow's me will thank today's me too, for everything you're doing, for staying true to today's me. This message is clear. Yes, you're exactly who you're meant to be right here. Yeah, Cap and gown, we threw them high. Now we're scattered across the sky. Graduation day, we all made promises to stay close, but life had different plans, now we're coast to coast. You went to law school, she moved overseas. He's chasing music dreams while I'm on my knees, trying to figure out my own path alone, without the crew that made this place feel like home. We used to do every together, now we text on birthdays. If we're lucky, what comes next is anybody's guess. We're all just trying to survive our separate journeys, trying to stay alive. In careers we're building, lives we're creating solo, without the safety net of friends we used to know. I miss the days when we were all in one place. Now I'm scrolling through old photos of your face, wondering if you miss this too, miss us, or if you've moved on without much fuss. Different paths after graduation day, we all went our separate ways, chasing dreams in different cities now. Miss my friends but don't know how to keep us close when life pulls us apart. Different paths but you're still in my heart, scattered across the map, living different lives, different paths, hoping friendship survives. Group chat's been quiet for weeks now, months maybe. Everyone's too busy with their life, their daily grind and hustle, building futures on their own. I wonder if they feel as alone as I do sometimes, missing what we had when we were young and broke but never sad, because we had each other, had this bond. Now I'm wondering if we've moved beyond the friendship that defined our younger years, or if distance just magnifies the fears that we're growing apart, becoming strangers slow to the people we used to know so well. We'd know their thoughts before they spoke them out loud. Now we're different people in a different crowd. Maybe this is just what growing up means, leaving behind your teenage dreams and the friends who shared them with you. Then maybe we'll find our way back again, when life slows down, when we've settled in to who we're meant to be, where we've been. We'll make sense and we'll reconnect somehow, but for now we're on different paths right now. Different paths after graduation day, we all went our separate ways, chasing dreams in different cities now. Miss my friends but don't know how to keep us close when life pulls us apart. Different paths but you're still in my heart, scattered across the map, living different lives, different paths, hoping friendship survives. I don't see anymore. Hope you're happy, hope you're sure of the path you chose, the life you're living now. We took different paths, but somehow you're still with me in memories we made. Different paths, but our friendship won't fade. Melody playing on repeat, humming it, walking down the street. Woke up this morning with that movie theme playing in my head like a dream, or a memory that won't quite fade away. Been humming it non-stop all day. That OST from the film I watched last night has taken residence and held on tight to my consciousness, my subconscious too. Everything I do, that melody comes through. I'm humming it at work, humming it in line at the grocery store. That song's mine, now it's claim me. It's become my soundtrack, can't get it out my head, can't backtrack. The silence of my own thoughts without this movie music playing throughout my entire day, my entire being right now. That always is showing me how powerful music can be in film. Always stay stuck in my head, can't shake it loose. Movie music playing, I didn't choose to memorize it, but here it is anyway. Always stay stuck in my head all day. Humming in the shower, humming at my desk. Always stay stuck in my head, grotesque how completely it's taking over my mind. Always stay stuck in my head, I find myself singing it without realizing. Always stay stuck in my head, surprising how one movie's music can consume my entire mental room for days after viewing. Always stay stuck in my head, pursuing me everywhere I go, everything I do, yeah, everything I do, yeah, yeah. The funny thing is I'm not even mad about it. It's always that's playing on repeat throughout it. My entire consciousness right now today, because it brings me back in the way to how the movie made me feel last night. That OST is holding on tight to that emotional experience, keeping it fresh in my memory, in my flesh and bones. Somehow that music's in my blood, like a beautiful flood, a feeling that keeps revealing itself every time the melody runs through my mind again and again and again on repeat. That OST is bittersweet reminder of the story that I fell into when I watched that film, when I flew into that world for 2 hours. Music has this power to transport back to moments, back to the sort of feeling you had when you first heard it play. That OST is here to stay in my head for at least a week, I bet, until I watch another film and get a new OST stuck in my mind instead. But for now, this one's taking up residence in my head, and I'm not fighting it, I'm delighting in it. In a way, it brings a movie back throughout my day, in little moments of humming, of singing, of that beautiful melody ring through my thoughts like a pleasant reminder. Always stuck in my head, always say stuck in my head, can't shake it loose. A movie music playing, I didn't choose to memorize it, but here it is anyway. Or stay stuck in my head all day, humming in the shower, humming at my desk. Or stay stuck in my head, grotesque how completely it's taking over my mind. Or stay stuck in my head, I find myself singing it without realizing. Or stay stuck in my head, surprising how one movie's music can consume my entire mental room for days after viewing. Always way stuck in my head, pursuing me everywhere I go, everything I do, everything I do, yeah. So I'll embrace this OST in my brain, let it play like beautiful rain throughout my day, throughout my week. That OST is what I see when I want to remember how the movie felt. That OST makes my heart melt all over again every time it plays. Always stay stuck in my head for days, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with this melody being mine for a while, for as long as it wants to stay. Always seems stuck in my head today.
Payday arrived, opened up that slip. Reality hit me like a guilt trip. Got my paycheck notification, thought I feel elated, but then I saw the numbers and I felt deflated. After taxes, after bills, after rent is paid, not much left for luxury, my dreams start to fade. Calculated how many paychecks it would take to buy that Birkin bag, and my heart starts to ache. That's like 8 months of salary for one purse. Meanwhile, I'm here trying to make my budget work. scrolling through designer sites late at night, adding things to cart that I'll never buy outright. My paycheck and luxury existing in different dimensions. The gap between them causing all this tension in my soul, in my heart, in my daily life. This financial reality cutting like a knife through my aspirations and my material dreams. My paycheck showing me nothing's what it seems when you're working class dreaming of upper class things. Every payday brings the same revelation, the distance between me and luxury station. I calculate the gap, I do the math again. My paycheck and designer goods will never be friends. Sighing at my paycheck, another month goes by, looking at those numbers, asking myself why I keep dreaming about luxury I can't afford to own. My paycheck keeps me grounded, keeps me shown the reality of my tax bracket, my financial state. Luxury and me are separated by fate, and zeros on a price tag I can't comprehend. Sighing at my paycheck, here we go again, calculating the distance between want and can. My paycheck showing me exactly where I stand. Did the math real quick, that bag cost $3 grand. Meanwhile my checking account barely helps me stand above the poverty line, above just getting by. The luxury handbag makes my wallet cry, literally cry, cause it can't afford the tears to waste on dreams that won't materialize for years, maybe decades if I'm saving every dime. But rent keeps rising, so does the price of time. My paycheck is honest, brutally so, showing me exactly where I can and cannot go. In the stores where the prices don't even have tags, when my annual salary buys 2 bags. And I'm supposed to feel okay about this gap between my reality and Instagram's trap of luxury lifestyle that influencers display, while I'm sighing at my paycheck every payday. Maybe I should be grateful for what I got, but society keeps telling me it's not a lot unless you got designer, unless you got the brand. My paycheck keeps me in the regular stand of life, of class, of economic reality, while luxury brands sell me fallacy that I need their products to feel complete. But my paycheck showing me that's not my beat. I'm playing a different tune, a different song with luxury, and I don't get along. Not because I don't want it, trust me I do, but my paycheck showing me what's actually true. Sighing at my paycheck, another month goes by, looking at those numbers, asking myself why I keep dreaming about luxury I can't afford to own. My paycheck keeps me grounded, keeps me shown the reality of my tax bracket, my financial state. Luxury and me are separated by fate, and zeros on a price tag I can't comprehend. Sighing at my paycheck, here we go again, calculating the distance between want and can. My paycheck showing me exactly where I stand. So here I am with my paycheck in hand, trying to understand where I stand in this economy, in this luxury obsessed society. My paycheck bringing me back to sobriety, from dreams of designer, from fantasies of wealth, back to reality, back to myself and the actual numbers that define my life. My paycheck cutting through illusions like a knife every single payday, every single month. Sighing at these numbers, being honest and blunt about what I can and cannot afford to buy. My paycheck and luxury kissing goodbye. Engine off, hands on the wheel, yeah. Can't drive yet, gotta feel. Made it to my car, but I can't turn the key. That movie still got a hold on me. So I'm sitting in this parking lot alone, staring at my phone but not turning it on, because that would mean engaging with reality, and I'm not ready for that mentality. Switch from movie world back to my life. That transition cuts like a knife through my emotional state right now tonight. So I'm sitting in my car under parking lot lights, processing what I just witnessed on that screen, trying to understand what it means for me, for my life, from my perspective now. Sitting in the parking lot, can't start my car. Movie hit me deep, hit me hard. Can't transition back to normal life so fast, yeah. Sitting in the parking lot, holding on to what just passed, and I see it on the screen in that space. Sitting in the parking lot, can't erase the feeling, can't just drive away, yeah. Sitting in the parking lot, I'll stay, yeah, a little longer in this transition state, yeah. Other cars are leaving, people driving away, yeah, yeah. But I'm still sitting here, I'll stay a little longer in this in-between state, yeah, where I don't have to participate in normal life, in regular existence mode. I can just sit here on this road. between movie and reality, between feeling and function. I'm sitting at this junction in my car, under fluorescent lights that are harsh but somehow comforting. Right now I'm sitting in this car somehow, finding peace in this transition moment. Maybe this is my ritual now. After movies that make me say wow, I sit in parking lots and process alone before I drive back to my home. In regular life with all its demands, I sit in my car with my hands on the wheel, but engine off and cold. Yeah, yeah. Sitting in the parking lot, can't start my car. Movie hit me deep, hit me hard. Can't transition back to normal life so fast. Yeah. Sitting in the parking lot, holding on to what just passed, and the beard on the screen in that space. Sitting in the parking lot, can't erase the feeling, can't just drive away. Yeah. Sitting in the parking lot, I'll stay. Yeah, yeah. A little longer in this transition state. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Finally turning on the engine now. Sitting in the parking lot somehow gave me what I needed, space to feel before returning to what's real in my everyday existence. Yeah, everyday life. Yeah. Sitting in the parking lot felt right.
Close my eyes, press play. Yeah, yeah. Lost in sound, drift away. Put my headphones on, the world disappears. Nothing exists except what I hear. Music flooding through my consciousness, creating a portal to my inner space where nobody else can reach or touch. This sanctuary means so much to my mental health, to my peace of mind. When I put these headphones on, I find a version of myself that's free to feel every emotion, keeping it real. Without performance, without an audience watching, just me and the music and the thoughts I'm catching as they float through my mind like clouds and sky. With my headphones on, I can finally fly beyond the limitations of this physical space into inner dimensions where I find my grace, my center, my truth, my authentic core. With my headphones on, I need nothing more. In the sonic sanctuary I create, where I can process, I can meditate. Music carrying me beyond the noise into a space where I hear my inner voice. Headphones on my own world, nobody can enter. This is where I find my center. Lost in sound, lost in feeling. This is my method of hearing. Headphones on my own world, my escape, where I can be any version, any shape of myself without judgment or eyes. In my headphones, I'm free to rise above it all into pure sensation. Music is my meditation. Headphones on my own world, this is where I'm free. Just me and the music, that's the key.
Yo, volume up, bass hitting my chest cavity, creating vibrations, pure gravity. Your sound pulling me deeper into the zone. With my headphones on, I'm never alone, but I'm also private, protected, contained in this bubble where nothing's restrained. From feeling, from thinking, from being present with every emotion, every lesson that the music teaches, that the rhythm shows. With my headphones on, awareness grows of myself, my body, my energy field. In this sonic space, I'm allowed to heal from the wounds the world inflicts daily. My headphones protect me, hold me safely in a cocoon of sound and frequency, where I can just exist and be free to process, to feel, to experience fully without having to explain or justify duly.
Sometimes I dance, sometimes I cry, sometimes I just close my eyes and fly through sound skirts that transpose me far from wherever and whoever we are. In the external world that doesn't matter. In my headphones I'm free to scatter my consciousness across dimensions unknown. With music as my guide I'm shown Parts of myself I didn't know existed, emotions I didn't know I'd resisted. But here in this sonic sanctuary space, I can confront them all face to face. Safe in the knowledge that nobody sees, nobody judges. I'm finally at ease with all of me, the light and the dark. My headphones ignite that healing spark. Headphones on my own world, nobody can enter. This is where I find my center. Lost in sound, lost in feeling. This is my method of healing. Headphones on my own world, my escape, where I can be any version, any shape of myself without judgment or eyes. In my headphones I'm free to rise above it all into pure sensation. Music is my meditation. Headphones on my own world, this is where I'm free. Just me and the music, that's the key. So when you see me with my headphones on, know that I've traveled somewhere far beyond this physical space, this visible plane, into my inner world, my sonic domain, where I recharge, where I heal, where I find the peace and presence to quiet my mind. Headphones on my own world, my escape route, my refuge, my sanctuary without a doubt. The most important tool I've got for processing everything, the whole lot of life's intensity, life's demands. With my headphones on, I understand myself better, I feel more clear. In my own world, there's nothing to fear, just sound and sensation, rhythm in me. Headphones on, this is where I'm free.
Golden rays breaking through the glass, light and shadow watching time pass. Sitting by the window, sunlight on my skin, feeling the warmth penetrate within. Every ray that touches me feels like rays, natural light illuminating this space between the walls I live in and the world outside. In the shaft of sunlight I don't need to hide. The way it hits my arm creates a glow. The way shadows dance, putting on a show. Across my floor, across my walls, across my face, sunlight pouring through, filling up this place with energy that only nature can provide. No artificial light can match this pride of sitting in authentic sunshine rays, finding meditation in the way light plays. Light and shadow dancing on my skin, natural beauty pouring in through my window, through my space. Sunlight on my body, pure gray. Sunlight pouring through the window, touching me. Natural light is where I'm meant to be. Golden rays illuminating all my imperfections, making them beautiful in light's reflections. Sunlight pouring through the window, warm and bright, dancing shadows in a play of dark and light. On my skin, on my walls, filling up my space. Sunlight through the window, showing me grace. The contrast between light and shadow on my arm creates an artwork with its own charm. Natural chiaroscuro painted on my skin by sunlight pouring through, coming in through the window pane, filtered through the glass, making this ordinary moment somehow surpass all the manufactured beauty that we're sold. This natural light is worth more than gold. The way it changes through the hours of the day. Morning light is different from the evening's display of orange and pink as the sun goes down. And every moment light wears a different crown. Watching shadows stretch and crawl, this natural light keeps me yearning. In this light I see myself more clearly, not through harsh fluorescence that appear dreary, but through the sun's honest, flattering glow that shows me everything I need to know about beauty being natural, being true about how light transforms the view of everything it touches, including me. In this sunlight I'm finally free. Sunlight pouring through the window, touching me. Natural light is where I'm meant to be. Golden rays illuminating all my imperfections, making them beautiful in light's reflections. Sunlight pouring through the window, warm and bright, dancing shadows in a play of dark and light. On my skin, on my walls, filling up my space. Sunlight through the window, showing me grace, showing me grace. So I'll keep seeking out these moments in the sun, finding peace in the way. Light interacts with shadow, warmth with skin. Natural beauty coming in through the glass, filling up my space. Sunlight on my body, state of grace. In the sunlight through my window, I find my will to live more slowly, more intentionally still. We used to sit in class and draw our futures out on notebook margins, talking about how we change the world, how we make it big. Dreams so grand, we were ready to dig into life and make it everything we said. But reality hit different than what was in our head. You wanted to be famous, I wanted to be rich. She wanted to save the world, he had his niche. Artistic vision, he was sure would succeed. Now we're all just working jobs we need to pay the rent to get by day to day. Our grand dreams from back then seem far away from where we actually ended up in life. But maybe that's okay, maybe that's not strife, but just growing up, adjusting expectations real to match what life had in store for us to feel. Dreams we shared back then in our youth, now reality showing us the truth that life doesn't always go as planned. But we're still here, still making our stand. Dreams we shared back then may have changed, but the friendship remains not as strange from who we were, just evolved and grown. Dreams we shared back then, seeds we've sown, are growing differently than we thought they would, but maybe difference just as good. Ran into you yesterday, we talked about old times, about the dreams we had and all the rhymes we used to write about our future self so bright. We laughed about how naive we were, how our sight was limited by youth and inexperience then, but also kinda beautiful, our belief that when we graduated we conquer everything in our way. Reality's more complicated than we'd say back then, when life seemed simple, seemed so clear. Now it's messy and confusing year after year, but talking with you made me realize that even though our dreams have changed in size and shape and feasibility over time, we're still here, still climbing, still in our prime, just different rhymes than we imagined way back when. Maybe that's okay, maybe that's the lesson. Those dreams we shared, sitting in the back of class, were beautiful even though they didn't pass into reality exactly as we drew. They shaped who we became, me and you. And even though we didn't achieve everything we said we would, I believe those dreams still matter, still hold worth, even if they didn't come to earth. The way we planned them in our youth, those shared dreams were our truth back then, and that's enough for me to value them for what they used to be. Dreams we shared back then in our youth, now reality showing us the truth that life doesn't always go as planned. But we're still here, still making our stand. Dreams we shared back then may have changed, but the friendship remains not as strange from who we were, just evolved and grown. Dreams we shared back then, seeds we've sown are growing. Friend differently than we thought they would, but maybe difference just as good. So here's to dreams we shared when we were young, to songs about the future that we sung in classrooms, on lunch breaks, late at night. Those dreams may not have turned out right, but they were ours, they were real back then. And sharing dreams with friends again and again is what made you so special, so alive. Dreams we shared back then helped us survive into who we are today. Those shared dreams paved the way.
When I was down, you pulled me through. Never said thanks, but I should've told you. Yeah, yeah. Remember when my world was falling apart? You showed up at my door, straight to my heart, with food and comfort and your presence there. When I needed someone to show they care, you didn't have to come, didn't have to stay, but you did. You were there every single day, through my darkest time, through my deepest pain. You were my sunshine in the pouring rain, and I never properly thanked you for that. Never told you how much it mattered, the fact that you chose to be there when others left. When I was at my lowest, feeling bereft of hope and help and reason to go on, you were there from dusk until the dawn, sitting with me, listening to me cry, never judging, never asking why, just being present, just being my friend. Thanks for being there when I needed you most. When I was drowning, you were my coast, my safe harbor, my solid ground. Thanks for being there, you stuck around when it would have been easier to walk away. Thanks for being there, day after day, even when I was difficult, when I was dark. Thanks for being there, you left your mark on my heart, on my life, on my recovery. Thanks for being there, discovery of what true friendship really means to me. Thanks for being there, setting me free from loneliness, from despair, from giving up. Thanks for being there, filling my cup with hope again, with reasons to try. Thanks for being there, I don't know why you chose to stay, but I'm grateful you did. I'm sorry I wasn't easier to help back then. I'm sorry I pushed you away again and again, testing if you leave like everyone else seemed to. But you stayed, you proved your friendship true. Through all my darkness, all my pain and fear, you remained constant, remained here. When I needed you most, when I couldn't see a future worth fighting for, you showed me that I wasn't alone, that someone cared enough to stick around when times got tough. I don't think I ever properly expressed how much your presence meant, how blessed I felt to have you as my friend that year when everything else disappeared. You were my anchor, you were my light. Thanks for being there, holding me tight through storms I thought would never end. I wish I had told you then what I'm saying now, that you saved my life somehow. Just by showing up, by being there present, by making your time with me less than pleasant. Worth it anyway, by choosing me when I was at my worst, couldn't see my own worth, but you saw it clear. Thanks for being there, being near when I needed someone, needed a friend. You were there until the end of my darkness, until light broke through. Thanks for being there. Because of you, I'm still here, I'm still fighting, I'm okay. Thanks for being there every day. Thanks for being there when I needed you most. When I was drowning, you were my coast, my safe harbor, my solid ground. Thanks for being there, you stuck around when it would have been easier to walk away. Thanks for being there, day after day, even when I was difficult, when I was dark. Thanks for being there, you left your mark on my heart, on my life, on my recovery. Thanks for being there, discovery of what true friendship really means to me. Thanks for being there, setting me free from loneliness, from despair, from giving up. Thanks for being there, filling my cup with hope again, with reasons to try. Thanks for being there, I don't know why you chose to stay, but I'm grateful you did. So this is my thank you, long overdue, for everything you did, for being you. When I needed someone most, you were there. Thanks for being there, thanks for your care, your friendship, your presence and your love shown. Thanks for being there, I've grown because of you, because you stayed. Thanks for being there, the foundation you laid of my recovery, of my healing, of my strength. You went the length of true friendship's measure. Thanks for being there, you're my treasure. Forever grateful, forever in your debt. Thanks for being there, I won't forget what you did for me, who you were to me then. Thanks for being there, my truest friend. Thanks for being there.
Felt it all alone, kept it to myself. Can't share this with nobody else. Watched that movie by myself last night, and it hit me different, hit me right in the heart, in the soul, in the deepest place. But I can't tell anyone, can't show my face, full of emotion, can't express out loud. The way that movie made me proud, and sad and hopeful all at once inside. These feelings that I have to hide, because I watched it alone, because nobody knows the depth of how this movie shows me things about myself I didn't see. These revelations staying quietly inside my heart, where I'm processing alone. Moved in silence, felt felt it all alone. That movie touching places I've never shown to anyone. To the outside world I keep moved in silence, emotions running deep, but I can't share them, can't explain. Moved in silence, this beautiful pain of being touched by art when you're by yourself. Moved in silence just for me, this personal connection I can't speak. There's something sacred about experiencing alone, a movie that cuts right to the bone of who you are, what you're going through, and nobody else has a clue about the impact it had on your heart. This moved in silence is an art of keeping something precious to yourself, not putting it on a public shelf for everyone to comment on, to analyze, to minimize, to criticize your reaction, your emotion, your connection. Maybe I'm selfish, keeping this to myself. Maybe I should share, maybe I should tell someone about the way this movie moved me. But honestly, I'm finding that it proves we don't have to broadcast every feeling. This moved in silence makes more sense for this particular emotion, this particular art. Yeah. Moved in silence, felt it all alone. The movie touching places I've never shown to anyone. To the outside world I keep moved in silence, emotions running deep, but I can't share them, can't explain. Moved in silence, this beautiful pain of being touched by art when you're by yourself. Moved in silence just for me, this personal connection I can't speak. Yeah. So I keep this feeling to myself tonight. This moved in silence feels right for this particular experience. This art that spoke directly to my heart. Moved in silence, that's okay, not everything needs to be on display. Some feelings are meant to be private.
In the quiet, in the stillness of the reed, my fingers move with everything I need. Sitting by the window with a book in hand, watching how my fingers understand the rhythm of the story, the pace of the prose. Each page turn is a moment that nobody knows but me and my book, in the silence between. The most peaceful motion I've ever seen. My fingers dancing across paper thin sheets, finding beauty in these simple repeats of turning pages, absorbing every word. The outside world becomes a distant blur when I'm lost in literature, lost in thought. My fingers moving with the wisdom they've caught from every page, from every chapter read. This gentle motion clears my head of all the noise and all the stress. My fingers turning pages, nothing more, nothing less. But in that simple gesture I find peace, a quiet meditation, a sweet release. There's poetry in how my fingers move across the pages, finding their groove. Each turn deliberate, gentle, slow. This is how my inner garden grows. Fingers turning pages, that's my meditation, finding presence in this contemplation. Each page a journey, each turn a breath. My fingers dancing between life and death, of characters and stories that I consume in the quiet corner of my living room. Fingers turning pages, gentle and sure. This simple motion is my daily cure for the chaos outside, the noise within. With fingers turning pages, peace begin. The texture of the paper underneath my touch, these small sensations meaning so much more than people realize when they scroll screens. But I prefer this analog means of consuming stories, of learning, of growing. My fingers on the pages, always knowing the weight of the book, the smell of the print. These tactile experiences leave an imprint on my soul, on my mind, on my being. There's something sacred in the act of seeing words on pages turn beneath my hand. Something magic I don't need to understand, just appreciate, just be present for these quiet moments that I so adore. When it's just me and literature and time, my fingers turning pages, rhythm and rhyme in perfect harmony with the story I'm reading. This is the sustenance my soul is needing. In this gesture I find my center through every page that I enter. My fingers know the way to go, turning pages steady, turning slow. There's wisdom in this simple act of being present, staying intact. with the moment, with the words, with the page. My fingers turning through another stage of growth, of knowledge, of discovery. This is where I find my recovery from the world's demands, from the daily grind. In the gentle motion of fingers aligned with paper, with story, with time standing still. My fingers turning pages at my will. Fingers turning pages, that's my meditation. Finding presence in this contemplation. Each page a journey, each turn a breath. My fingers dancing between life and death, of characters and stories that I consume in the quiet corner of my living room. Fingers turning pages, gentle and sure. This simple motion is my daily cure for the chaos outside, the noise within. With fingers turning pages, peace begins. So I'll keep turning pages one by one, finding peace before the day is done. My fingers moving with tension clear, and every page turn I'm fully here, present with the story, present with myself. These books upon my shelf are portals to peace that my fingers unlock. With every page turn, with every tick-tock of time spent reading, time spent being still. Fingers turning pages, that's my will. To live deliberately, to find the calm in the gentle motion of my palm. Against the pages, turning them with care. My fingers and my books, the perfect pair.
Yeah, yeah. Nada, 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 no, yeah. Yeah, yeah. One line from the movie, can't forget. Yeah. Replaying in my mind, no regret. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's this one line from the film last week that keeps coming back, continues to speak to me in quiet moments in daily life. The one line cuts through noise like a knife, through my thoughts, through my mental space. That one line has found its place in my memory permanently, it seems. That one line haunts my dreams and waking hours, keeps returning to me. That one line is all I see when I think about the movie now. That one line is showing me how powerful words can be when delivered right. One line that stays with me for days. One line that continues to amaze me with its wisdom, with this truth revealed. One line that stays completely healed or broken by what is said to me direct. One line that stays I can't forget, no matter how much time will pass from now. One line that stays somehow, yeah, it's become part of my vocabulary. I find myself quoting it in conversation. That one line's my new foundation for understanding life, for making sense of chaos. That one line is my defense against despair or hopelessness I feel. That one line keeps it real for me when everything else seems fake or forced. That one line has become my source of wisdom, of perspective, of truth clear. That one line I hold dear now. Yeah, maybe it's just a simple phrase, but that one line stays for days and weeks and maybe years from now. That one line will still somehow resonate with me, will still hold weight, yeah. That one line is first rate, philosophy disguised as dialogue, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. One line that stays with me for days. One line that continues to amaze me with this wisdom, with this truth revealed. One line that stays completely healed or broken by what is said to me direct. One line that stays I can't forget, no matter how much time will pass from now. One line that stays somehow, yeah, it's become part of my vocabulary, yeah. So I keep carrying that one line, yeah, like a talisman, like a sign of what that movie meant to me, complete. One line that stays bittersweet, reminder of the power of words well said. One line that stays in my head forever now, part of who I am, yeah, yeah. One line that stays, yeah, yeah. It's good, right? Yeah. That's all that is best, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You gotta see this film, I wanna say, but can't spoil it in any way. Got a surge and need to recommend this movie to every single friend I have, to strangers on the street, to everyone. But here's where the problems begun. I can't tell them why without ruining it. Can't explain the plot without giving up a bit of what makes it special, what makes it work. So I'm stuck with this enthusiastic quirk of desperately wanting to share this art, but knowing I break his heart if I spoiled even the smallest thing. So I'm stuck in this space, wanting to bring everyone I know into this experience. I need to tell someone, gotta share this film, but can't spoil it, that would kill the magic for whoever I'm recommending to. I need to tell someone it's true, this movie changed me, moved my soul. I need to tell someone the whole world should see it, but I can't explain why. I need to tell someone, just try to trust me when I say it's worth your time. Texted 5 different people already today, just yo, you gotta watch this, okay? And they're asking questions, wanting to know more, but I can't tell them what's in store without spoiling the magic, the mystery, the reveal. So I'm desperately trying to conceal the details while selling them on the emotion, giving them just a notion of genre, of tone, of overall vibe, while keeping the plot details inside my vault of secrecy, of spoiler protection. Maybe I should just say nothing more than trust me and let them explore the movie themselves without expectation, without my enthusiastic narration of why it's great. Just let it speak for itself. Let them seek their own experience without my bias. I need to tell someone, gotta share this film, but can't spoil it, that would kill the magic for whoever I'm recommending to. I need to tell someone it's true, this movie changed me, moved my soul. I need to tell someone the whole world should see it, but I can't explain why. I need to tell someone, just try. I need to tell someone, just try. Just try, just try. Just try, just try. Just try, just try. So here's my recommendation, simple and clean. Go watch this film, no in between explanation, no spoilers, no details at all. I need to tell someone, that's my call to action, that's my pitch complete. Just watch it, I'll repeat, no spoilers, just trust, just go see it now.
Wednesday evening, tickets in my hand, making list of luxury brand. It's lottery day, bought my ticket after work, already planning how I'll go berserk in every luxury store once I win tonight. First stop is Hermes, getting that Birkin bag, Louis Vuitton trunk, Gucci everything. My fantasy so detailed, so complete and real. Writing down each item I'll purchase when I'm rich. This luxury list scratching that materialistic itch. The lottery's my hope, my ticket out of this broke life I'm living now. 1 in 300 million chance to win, but I've already spent it all within my imagination, my luxury shopping spree. Wednesday evening, lottery dreams cutting through reality, letting me pretend that financial struggle's about to end. Lottery and luxury, Wednesday night dreams, writing down my shopping list, making schemes for when I win, for when I'm finally free to buy all the designer brands calling to me. Lottery and luxury, my weekly ritual, escape into fantasy where money's not an object anymore, where I can walk in any luxury store and buy whatever catches my eye. Lottery and luxury, my weekly high. Wednesday evenings, lottery fantasy, check my numbers against the winning draw. reality hitting harder than a saw. Not a single number matched, everything's wrong. Now I gotta face another week of reality where luxury and I live in different galaxy. But here I am, broke still, dreams dead until next Wednesday, when I buy another ticket and restart this whole luxuryless gimmick. They say lottery's a tax on those who can't do math, but it's my only imaginable path to luxury, to designer, to that lifestyle dream. So every Wednesday evening I scheme. My lottery list is my way of saying I haven't given up on dreams of wealth. Lottery and luxury, Wednesday night dreams, writing down my shopping list, making schemes for when I win, for when I'm finally free to buy all the designer brands calling to me. Lottery and luxury, my weekly ritual escape into fantasy where money's not an object anymore, where I can walk in any luxury store and buy whatever catches my eye. Lottery and luxury, my weekly high. Wednesday evenings, lottery fantasy. Lottery fantasy. So I'll be back next Wednesday, same routine, buying hope, buying dreams, buying in between. My lottery ticket and luxury list, my weekly chore of imagining a different life than what I got. Lottery and luxury, connecting dots that'll never actually connect except in fantasy.
Found an old photo album in my closet today. Spent hours looking at us back in the day when we were young and stupid, carefree and wild. Looking at these photos, I just smiled at how ridiculous we looked, how we dressed, at how we thought we were so blessed and invincible, like nothing could touch us then. Looking at these photos, remembering when life was simpler, when our biggest concern was what to do on Friday night. We'd yearn for adventure, for excitement, for anything new. Now I'm looking at these photos of me and you and the whole crew, wondering where time went, how we went from those kids to where we've been. Over responsibilities, over adult life stress. Those photos show a version, I must confess, I barely recognize but deeply miss somehow. Photos from back then, frozen time, when we were young and in our prime, laughing at the camera, no idea what's ahead. Photos from back then, nothing left unsaid. Between us we were open, we were free. Photos from back then showing me who we used to be, who will never be again. Looking at these photos from back when we thought we had forever, thought we'd never change. Photos from back then, feels so strange to see how young we were, how much we've grown. Photos from back then, seeds we've sown. There's the one from graduation, caps in the air. Look at our faces, we didn't have a care about the future, we were just excited then. Here's one from the beach trip, remember when we stayed up all night, watched the sunrise together, thought those moments would last forever. Here's us at prom, dressed up fancy but still goofing off. These photos making me laugh and scoff at how serious we thought we were back then, how we thought we were already grown men and women ready for the world to come. But these photos show we were still young and dumb, in the best way possible, still figuring it out, still learning what life's really about. I wish I could tell those kids in photos here that it's okay, that there's nothing to fear. These photos are more than just images frozen, they're proof of a time we had chosen to be together, to be friends, to be young, before adult life came along and rung the bell, ending that chapter of our lives. These photos are where that time survives, forever young in these frozen frames, while we moved on, changed our names, our looks, our lives, but these remain. Photos from back then, no pain, just pure nostalgia, pure joy and memory of who we used to be, so carefree. Photos from back then, frozen time, when we were young and in our prime, laughing at the camera, no idea what's ahead. Photos from back then, nothing left unsaid. Between us we were open, we were free. Photos from back then showing me who we used to be, who will never be again. Looking at these photos from back when we thought we had forever, thought we'd never change. Photos from back then, feels so strange to see how young we were, how much we've grown. Photos from back then, seeds we've sown. Put Put the album away, close the cover tight, but those images stay with me tonight. Photos from back then, precious memories of friendship and youth and all the guarantees we thought we had about staying close forever. Those photos prove we were together, at least for that moment, at least back then. And maybe that's enough, those photos when we were young and free and full of hope. Photos from back then help me cope. We're missing what we had, who we were. Those photos keep memories alive, for sure.
I've been my own worst enemy, my harshest critic too. Saying things to myself I'd never say to you. Mirror full of judgment, head full of regret. Time to show myself some love, time to reset. Gonna speak to me the way I speak to friends. Gonna let the self-destruction in. I deserve the kindness I give away. Starting with myself today. Kinder to myself, that's my revolution. Self-love is the solution. No more tearing me apart. Time to heal my heart. Kinder to myself, I'm learning how. Making that sacred vow to treat me like I matter, 'cause I do. Kinder to myself, starting new. Yeah, used to think that harsh words made me strong, pushing through the pain, proving them all wrong. But strength isn't cruelty, power isn't pride. Real courage is being gentle on the inside. Forgiving my mistakes, embracing my flaws, not living by everybody else's laws. My imperfections make me who I am. Learning to accept me, that's the plan. Gonna speak to me the way I speak to friends. Gonna let the self-destruction end. I deserve the kindness I give away. Starting with myself today. Kinder to myself, that's my revolution. Self-love is the solution. No more tearing me apart. Time to heal my heart. Kinder to myself, I'm learning how. Making that sacred vow to treat me like I matter, 'cause I do. Kinder to myself, starting new. Yeah. Soft words in the morning, grace throughout the day, compassion when I stumble, love along the way. I'm worthy of the patience that I freely give. I'm worthy of the life I wanna live. Kinder to myself, watch me grow, letting that self-compassion show. Not selfish, just healthy, finally free. Kinder to myself, that's the key.